Hi, this is Linda again, and we're going to continue with the N400 application. And this is part 2. Part 1 was the personal information, your name, your address, where you work, if you were married. Part 2, they're going to ask you questions if you've ever committed a crime, if you ever voted, etc. So, we're going to go through each question so you could understand the question, okay? And again, I'm telling you, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just trying to help you get ready for your immigration interview. So we're on page 11 at the bottom. So the first question, have you ever claimed to be a U.S. citizen? Did you tell anybody or did you write in any documents anywhere that you were a U.S. citizen? Yes or no? Number 2, have you ever registered to vote in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Yes or no? Number 3, have you ever voted in any federal, state, or local election in the United States? Okay, number 4, do you now have or did you ever have a hereditary title or an order of nobility in any foreign country? They're asking you the country that you came from, that you were born at, or the last country you lived at. Were you a king, a queen, a prince, a duke? So if they ask you, have you ever had a hereditary title and order of nobility? And you go, no. And they ask you, what is that? And you say, I am not a king, I am not a queen. And they'll understand that you understand the question. Okay, number 5. Have you ever been declared legally incompetent or been confined to a mental institution? So they're asking you if you're, if you have mental problems or you were in a mental hospital. And you go, and you answer truthfully yes or no. So now we're on page 12. Do you owe any overdue federal, state, or local taxes? That means that 1 year you made too much money and you didn't pay the IRS. So do you owe money to the IRS? Yes or no? And let's say that you do owe money. Then you got to bring documents saying that you're paying them back, because you cannot owe money or you have an agreement with the IRS. And, immigration will understand that. But do you owe money on your taxes? Yes or no? Number 7, have you ever not filed a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? This is a crazy question. Have you ever not filed? They're asking you, did 1 year you didn't file your taxes? You can answer, you can say no, or you can say, I always file my taxes. Every year I always file my taxes. I suggest to my students to take 3 to 5 years of their income tax papers so they can see that they do file their taxes, okay? Number 8, have you ever called yourself a non-U.S. resident on a federal, state, or local tax return since you became a lawful permanent resident? So on your taxes, instead of putting that you're a permanent resident, did you put that you're an American citizen? So the way you would answer is, on my income tax, I say I'm permanent resident because I'm a permanent resident. And so that's all they need to know. Number 9, have you ever been a member or involved with any way associated with any organization, association, fund, foundation, party, club, society, or similar group in the United States or in any other location in the world? So there's organizations like the Catholics have the Knights of Columbus and other groups for women. And do you belong to any group? If you do, put it down. If you don't, just say, I don't belong to any groups, okay? Number 10, have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? And then they might ask you, what is a communist? A communist, you just say it's like China, Russia. They'll understand that you know what it means. B, have you ever been part of any totalitarian party? Totalitarian, it means total. Were you part of any government that had complete control of its people? Okay, C, are you a terrorist? So you just say, no, I'm not a terrorist. Or what's a terrorist? And just say 9/11 terrorists, brought down 9/11. Okay. Number 11, have you ever advocated the overthrow of any government by force or violence? Did you ever get a group of people to change the government with violence? Okay? Number 12, have you ever persecuted any person because of race, religion, national origin, membership in a particular social group, or political opinion? Did you treat people bad because they have different beliefs than you? 13. Between March 1933 and May 1945, did you work for or associate with with the Nazi government, any government that in any area occupied, allied with, or established with the help of the Nazi government of Germany, or any German Nazi or SS military unit, paramilitary, self-defense unit, whatever, ... Okay, so they're asking you, were you ever part of the Nazis? First of all, you probably weren't even born then. And second of all, what is a Nazi? A Nazi is a type of government that was in Germany during World War II. Okay? And Adolf Hitler was the head of the Nazi government. So if they ask you, what is a Nazi? You could say type of government in Germany in World War II, or you can say Adolf Hitler. They know you know. Okay, number 14. Were you ever involved in genocide? Genocide is when you kill a race of people. Genocide, you kill a race of people. Okay? Torture is to hurt somebody badly. Kill or try to kill someone. Did you ever try to kill anybody? And what's that? To take somebody's life away. D, badly hurt or try to hurt someone on purpose. Did you want to hurt somebody because you didn't like them, or you like hurting people? Okay, E, did you force or try to force someone to have any kind of sexual contact or relations? That means like force somebody to have sex with you, like rape. F, not let someone practice his or her religion. Okay, 15. Were you part of any military unit? Military unit is like an organized with the government, like the Marines, the Air Force, the Army, Coast Guard. Okay, a paramilitary unit. It's unofficial soldiers who act like the military, but they're not. They're not part of the government. They're just a group of people who they pretend to be in the military. C, a police unit. Were you ever a police person, a policeman, policewoman in your country? Did you ever work for the police? D, self-defense unit. It's you and a group of people that got together to protect your community. Did you do that in your country or here in the United States? Did you protect your community because people are going to hurt you or steal from you? E, vigilante unit. Vigilante is like somebody acting like a police. It says right there, it says a group of people who act like the police but are not part of the official police. So simple, this is people who act like the police, okay? A rebel group. A rebel group is a group that fights against the government. A guerrilla group, and the definition's right there. It's a group of people who uses weapon against or otherwise physically attack the military, police, government, or other people. So a guerrilla group is like the rebel group, a group that fights against the government. Okay, militia. And the definition's right there. It's an army of people not part of the official military. It's like they want to be like the Army, the Navy, Air Force, whatnot. Insurgent organization. It says right there, that's the definition. A group that uses weapons and fights against the government. So it's a group of people that fights against the government. That's the easiest way to say it. Number 16, were you ever a worker, volunteer, or soldier, or did you otherwise ever serve in any of the following? Did you work or were you a soldier in a prison or jail? Yes or no? Did you work in a prison camp? You know, all these places, the prison or jail, prison camp, detention facility, labor camp, and other place where people were forced to stay is where people were forced to stay. Did you ever work in one of these places? Yes or no? Okay. Number 17, were you ever part of a group or did you ever help any group, unit, or organization that used a weapon against any person or threatened to do so? Well, first of all, the main word here is weapon. What is a weapon? Weapon is a guns and bombs. Did you join any group that used weapons? That's what they're asking you. Yes or no? 18. Did you ever sell, give, or provide weapons to any person or help another person sell, give, or provide weapons to any other person? So here we go. Did you sell guns? Did you give guns? Or did you help an organization or a group of people get guns or bombs or tanks? Yes or no? Okay, 19. And let's see, what page are we on? We're on page 14. So, 19. Did you ever receive any type of military, paramilitary, or weapons training? Did they teach you? Did you ever learn to become a soldier? To use a weapon? Yes or no? Okay. 20. Did you ever recruit, enlist, or use any person under 15 years of age to serve in to help an armed force or group? So, did you force a child under 15 years old to join a group who uses weapons? Okay, that they're like a paramilitary group. Okay, 21. Did you use any person under 15 years of age to do anything that help or support people in combat? What is combat? Combat is war. Did you use a child under 15 years of age so they could go help people go to war? Okay? So now we're in 22. I'm not going to be here for long, but I'm going to have another video on people who need this section. This is about the crime. Okay? About if you have tickets, if you have you've been in jail or you're on probation. This is the part for you. But I'll have that in another video. But we're going to go through this really, really fast. Number 22, have you ever committed, assisted in committed, or attempt to commit a crime or offense for which you were not arrested? So they're asking you, did you commit a crime back 5 years ago and you didn't tell anybody, but you're telling them now? So, that's kind of, it's not a very smart question in my opinion. So you're admitting that you did a crime. Yes, I stole a car 5 years ago. Or I stole from 7-Eleven. Yeah, and of course the answer is going to be no. Okay, 23. Have you ever been arrested? Did they put handcuffs on you? Have you ever been cited? Cited is tickets, citations. Like they give you a traffic ticket. Let's say in your neighborhood, somebody has whole bunch of junk in their yard, and you call the police, and they come and they give them a citation, they give them a ticket, clean your yard. Those are citations. Or have you ever been detained by any law enforcement officer or immigration official for any reason? They could detain you to ask you questions. They could detain you to prevent you from, going out and hurting yourself. So have you ever been arrested? Have you ever been cited? Or have you ever been detained? But like I said, I'm going to do another video explaining all this. And here we're going to go to the bottom. Have you ever been in jail? If you've been in jail, say so. And then, but take all your paperwork with you. Yes, I was in jail, but that was a long time ago, and I was young, okay? But those are the main questions, but like I said, I'll have another video. Okay, here's have you ever questions. And we are on page 15. Have you ever been a habitual drunkard? That means that you drink a lot of alcohol all the time. Have you ever been a prostitute or procured anyone for prostitution? Best way to describe this is sex for money. C. Have you ever sold or smuggled controlled substances, illegal drugs, or narcotics? Did you ever bring into the United States drugs? Did you ever sell drugs? D. Have you been married to more than one person at the same time? Sometimes somebody's married to somebody in Mexico and then they're married to somebody in the United States. And so you got to say yes or no. And you got to divorce somebody, believe me. If you want to be an American citizen, you can only be married to one person. Okay. E. Did you marry someone in order to obtain an immigration benefit? Did you marry somebody just to get your green card, to become a U.S. citizen, or to have your child become a U.S. citizen? So you answer yes or no. F. Have you helped anyone enter or try to enter the United States illegally? In Spanish, they call that coyotes. Did you bring people across the border illegally? Did you bring your spouse in here illegally? So, have you gambled illegally? Excuse me. Gambled illegally or received income from illegal gambling. Gamble is, like you go to the casinos, you gamble. But there at the casinos, you pay taxes, right? But there's people who have the dog fights or the rooster fights, the cock fights, or they have illegal horse races and they don't pay taxes. That's illegal gambling. So do you do illegal gambling? Yes or no? H. Have you failed to support your dependents or to pay alimony? Do you pay child support? Do you take care of your family? If you're divorced, you pay alimony. Alimony is like welfare for your spouse. Do you pay them? Because they can't take care of themselves. Your ex-spouse. Okay. I. Did you make any misrepresentation to obtain any public benefit in the United States? Did you make any misrepresentation? Did you lie? Did you give false documents? That's what misrepresentation means. To obtain public benefits. Public benefits, Medicaid, welfare, food stamps, TANF, Social Security checks. Did you do that? And you got to answer yes or no. Okay, 31. Have you ever given any U.S. government officials any information or documents that were false or fraudulent? So, a U.S. government official like immigration, did you give them documents that were fake, that, you fixed? They're fraud. Did you do that? Yes or no? 32. Have you ever lied to a U.S. government official to gain entry or admission into the United States or to gain immigration benefits while in the United States? You're coming into the United States. Did you lie? Yes, I'm an American citizen. Or, I got papers to come into the United States. Or somebody stopped you in the United States. I got papers. Did you lie to that official? Yes or no? Okay. Another question, it's not here. Who is a U.S. government official? The person who's giving you the interview, the person that's sitting across you, is a U.S. government official. And sometimes they ask, who is a U.S. government official? And you go, you are. You're a U.S. government official. And that's the end of that. Well, this one we're going to go fast, like 33 to 36. Have you ever been removed, excluded, or deported from the United States? Yes or no? And you understand what this means. Did they take you out of the United States? Did they deport you back to the country you came from? Or did they exclude you, say you cannot come into the United States? Yes or no? At one time. Okay. So, 37. Have you ever been in the United States military? Have you ever served in the U.S. Armed Forces? Yes or no? 38. Are you currently, right now, are you a member of the U.S. Armed Forces? Are you a member of the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, anything right now? Yes or no? And you answer. And if you are, then you have to answer the rest of these questions. But if you're not, then they'll skip it, and then you'll go to number 44. And number 44 is for males only, for men only. In the United States, between your 18th and 26th birthday, did you register with the Selective Service? Yes or no? And if you go yes, give them the information. If you say no, just say, I didn't know. Nobody told me I was supposed to. But most of my students, they said no. But I looked it up, their information, and they did register. So if you're in high school and they do register you. If you're in high school, if you go get your driver's license, they register you for the Selective Service. So I'm going to have a video on checking on how to check your status with the Selective Service, if you did register or not. Okay? So that's the end. And the third part is down here, but we'll do that next time, next video. So please email me if you have any questions. And if you want me to stop and verify something, let me know. So for now, I'm going to let you go, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.